The difference between is in this country, you've got freedom, human rights and democracy, which we don't have our country, Burma. So we can use that freedom to raise the awareness of our country and the situation, Burmese people. Free, free! Free, free! When I came to London, I feel that, what is the human rights things, So I really want to have it in our country as well. Human rights is you can do your own things. If you feel it's right, you can do whatever you want. So I want to have it in our country. In Burma, there is no law, there is no rules at all. They can do whatever they want. They think it's the violence is the handle, to people. You can't even raise your hand like this, If you raise your hand, if some of the military intelligence see you, they're going to arrest you in some way. The life, growing up in Burma, was a bit difficult for me because when I was 5 months old, my father was arrested by the regime because of his activities as a prominent leader in 1988 uprising. In that uprising, Burma military killed 3,000 people and more than 1,000 people were jailed. So my father was one of them. First 2 or 3 years, he was tortured by the military, prison authorities. They tortured them by every way, like electricity and, sexual harassment and, abuse, every way they can do whatever they want. This is like their solutions, this is like their rules in, Burma. And our first meeting is in jail, and then I saw him behind the iron bars, so I didn't even have a chance to get a big hug from him. And in 1996 he was released when I was only 8 years old, and actually when I got the big hug from him, I felt a bit shy and a bit nervous, but this is the really happier than I've ever been in my life, so I will never forget that moment. When my father came out, he has, a really, hard, bad situation for his health. And not only my father, some of his friends came out, their health is really bad. As I got older, I realized that why he's in prison, and, I admire his sacrifice for his country and his people, I think he is a very brave person. When I was in school, most of the friends, they ignored me to make a friend with me because they knew that my father was in prison and he is a political prisoner. So, they were afraid that they're going to get a problem if they make a friend with me. In 2005, I passed the high school exam, with the good marks to go to the university. But so my father was really proud of me, and he tried to make a celebration in a restaurant. So he invited some of his friends who are in activists, but the regime, banned that celebration in the restaurant. So I was really happy at the time, but they banned that celebrations, It's like they break my heart, And then when I go to apply the subject to go to the university, which I want is international relation, it's like a politics thing, but they didn't let me to take that subject because they knew that my father was a politician. It's not really free in life in Burma for me. And then I'm afraid that they're going to harass me in some way, and maybe it's unfortunate I'm going to end up my life in a prison in some reason. They can do every reason to do so. Now my father was arrested again in 2007. He is still in prison, so I get out of the country and I came here to study and live my life better. I feel safe in England and not in Burma. And when I got here, I claimed for asylum, and I got this refugee status 1 year ago. Most of the people don't know that what is the human rights. So this is we can raise awareness not only for the international community, we can also make awareness our own people, Burma as well. As a human, you can't ignore other humans got tortured. In general, as a human, you have to care about anybody feeling.